And hello, everyone. I want to welcome you to tonight's show. My name is Crystal Myers-Barber, and we're going to be covering a few topics. One of them will be it's pretty major. All of Donald Trump's tariffs are right now, they're at stake, and they're being sent and reviewed over to the Supreme Court. He basically, if they rule that these tariffs were illegally imposed, the U.S. government could face massive refunds to importers. Figures suggested up to $750 billion to $1 trillion. This is really a serious matter. I do believe they're gonna weigh in on this on Friday, which is tomorrow, and usually they make that decision. So I wanted to take you over to some of these developing stories. We are also going to go and take a look at the plane crash that happened. I want to take you there first. With the UPS, there's dash cam footage that was released. And I know if I don't show this now, we're just going to move into another day and I may not likely come back to it. So I want to show this to you. I want to thank you for tuning in. I'm going to make sure that you can see it nice and big here. And I'm going to start this from the top here. I think this is important for us to understand what we're going through in our country. I may leave the sound off.
Video of that UPS plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky at the Muhammad Ali Airport. And so today we're going to try to figure out what could have brought this plane down and what could cause an engine to fall off of the left wing. And was that really the root cause of this crash?
So I saw, as we're looking at this video, I'm seeing these flashes, and they're saying that it hit these light, what do you call it?
So today we're going to examine
here
some of the evidence that we have.
And but see that second one there that it hit is really, that one is not. And so I am under the impression something else is going on here. And this person released this dash cam footage, and they're basically showing this. It's like a 15-minute video. If we go forward to it, I was just like, first of all, the name right there it has Islamic vibes all over it. The same day that the Muslim mayor took New York by surprise and won. So we have that, and just the explosions. They were saying that I think 3 people died, and then there were people on the ground. So I think there's 12 total in total on all this. But basically, when you just look at some of the footage here, it looks like directed energy weapons all day long. And so I was just reviewing this, and I don't know, when I was watching it earlier today, it just struck me as something I need to come back to and show you. So let's just move on to something else. I want to take you over to President Trump earlier today. Actually, before we get to that, the reporters are asking him how he feels about the tariffs. And so we're going to weigh in. We're going to listen to what President Trump has to say about that. So.
Very much. Any questions?
Mr. President. You said you were able to get this deal done and so many others because of tariffs. Yesterday at the Supreme Court, the case being heard, the justices expressed some skepticism. What is your plan if they end up making a decision that's not in your favor?
Well, I'd rather discuss that later. I hope we're going to win that case. I think it's one of the most important cases in the history of our country. So much evolves around tariffs as a defensive mechanism for our country, as national security for our country. So I don't want to really discuss ground two. This is so important. If you look at China, and I covered this yesterday, but if you look at China, by putting a large 100% tariff over and above the tariffs they already paid, they came to the table, they talked, we made a wonderful deal for everybody. our farmers, as you know, with the soybeans at levels that nobody's ever seen before. We were able to make phenomenal deals. If we didn't have the tariffs, we wouldn't have been able to do that. So we thought we did very well yesterday. We hope that we did. I think it would be devastating for our country, but I also think that we'll have to develop a Game 2 plan. We'll see what happens. Most people tell me we did very well legally.
Mr. President, related to that, are you moving forward with any new tariff announcements before a decision from the Supreme Court?
This is the best one, and we can do other things, but they're slow by comparison. It's like as an example, with the 100%, I was able to do it instantaneously when we were threatened by the rare earths, as you know, the magnets. And I did it instantaneously. It was a matter of seconds. And it was a matter of seconds that I got a phone call, let's work this out. We would have had not nearly the defense that we had. It would be a shame. It would be somewhat catastrophic for our country, I have to be honest with you. I don't want to get too much involved, but what we've done, we're taking in hundreds of trillions of dollars. If you take a look at the numbers we're at $17 trillion right now. We're going to be at $21 trillion, about $21 trillion.
What President Trump is doing is pretty much making sure that America has the economy back. He's trying to fire up, our economy and bring money back here and manufacturing back here. And so this is like his biggest accomplishment, that this is under threat. Look at this.
By the time I finished my first year, Biden, as an example, the Biden administration was at less than $1 trillion for 4 years. We're going to be at $21 trillion for 1 year. In the history of the world, there's never been a country that's done that. Not China, not the U.S., not anybody. And a lot of that is because of the tariffs and the fact that the president is a competent president that knows how to use them. And I use them for national defense. Of the 8 wars I ended, I would say 5 or 6 were ended because of tariffs. I'll give you an example. If you take a look at India and Pakistan, they started to fight. They're 2 nuclear nations. They were shooting each other. 8 planes were shot down. There was 7, now it was 8, because the one that was sort of shot down is now abandoned. And 8 planes were shot down. And I said, listen, if you guys are going to fight, I'm going to put tariffs on you. And they both went, they were not happy about that. And within 24 hours, I settled the war. If I didn't have tariffs, I wouldn't have been able to settle that war. So it's great national defense, and you have to be quick moving. You can't wait around for months and months while you're doing studies and you're doing all of this, or go back to Congress. Look at Congress. We can't even get a continuation from Congress. Think of that. How do you have to go back to Congress you have to do this spur of the moment? Because just so you understand, we're here at spur of the moment. Other countries have used tariffs that absolutely, they would have destroyed us. If I didn't come along, our country would be destroyed right now. The tariffs have made us rich in terms of national security. They've made us secure. And if you have economic strength, that's also, if you have a lack of economic strength, that's national security also. But we have great national security because of those tariffs. So I think it would be devastating if we lost that ruling.
But Mr. President, those issues are ruling. It could be several weeks. Are you going to lay out any new additional tariffs before that?
I thought that I heard that it was going to be sooner. Could be wrong on that, but we're going to move on. And President Trump is already busy. And as you can see here on his Truth Social, he is putting out some new material. And what his latest post was just recently, it's been 3 hours ago. So he has a new trade and economic deal between the United States and Uzbekistan. And so he is announcing this investment that's going to be, he estimates over 10 years, $100 billion here in the United States within the next, 10 years. And so he's trying to pretty much position himself over, this is by China and Russia. And he is trying to get them to invest in critical minerals, aviation. I saw trade with them buying a lot of our aviation, automotive parts, infrastructure. As it says here, agriculture. What are we going to be trading? Cows, energy, chemicals, information technology, and others. So I think this is a power play for a president to position us over there near, kind of like in the backyard, because I was looking at where this was located. And so President Trump, he is thinking ahead here and trying to, I don't know, sneak in like through the back door through in our, it's just interesting how he works. So, and he never stops. Like this is something to watch. And as a matter of fact, he's had like 2 or 3 meetings today. I don't see, how he's done it. He started out with being a drug pusher today. I mean, I can't help it. I mean, my allegiance is to Jesus, and I do call out this president when we need to call him out. So basically, let me zoom this in a little bit. I just thought it was not a coincidence when they were out there pushing Ozempic, who basically has a bad track record with people that want to lose weight, taking it and having it actually has. I thought they pulled it off the market because I thought the people were dying from taking this. So what happened was they were doing the press conference. I think they redid it on the White House. And I'll just show you here. I think it's one of the drug reps that actually
creating
collapsed.
high-value jobs. But today you okay? Gordon, you okay? Yeah.
Press out. Press. We're going. Thank you, press. Press. Guys, cameras. We're done with the cameras.
And creating high-value jobs.
Yes. So let me see if I can make this a little closer, so it's just not so far away. So we have, basically that going on. And I thought, my goodness, Trump, President Trump is up there and he's lowering costs for all these drugs, and they're pushing this one. And I was just not happy about, seeing that at all. There was a couple things I think ahead up here that I'd want to go. Oh, Erica Kirk accepted an award tonight. She was dressed in a beautiful gown. I wanted to show her walking out. It was just spectacular. She was given an award at the Fox Nation Patriot Awards, and she had it was a speech. It wasn't that long at all. And I was just going to show you a second of this.
He knew that evil wins when good people stay silent. And so for the rest of my life, I will make sure that I don't stay silent. I'll keep speaking the truth, no matter the cost. No matter the cost. And I pray that all of you do too. He knew that
and
evil
I love that she's there on behalf of the Voice for Christians, and she refers to the Lord all the time, and she's, part of an incredible legacy. She's attacked for everything she does, every move she makes. So, I'm not here for that. We're moving on. And there's a lot of distress going on with the Muslim immigrants and the people down in the area where New York has this new mayor, and it's just hard to watch some of this stuff. They're pushing this woman down the steps. A Muslim migrant man shoves a European woman down the steps. And the guys that are here in this video, I think they're just kind of showing up to see, what happened here. They don't even know what to do. Look at this. So it looks like Terrence Williams is being attacked, and they're calling him names and we know that he's a Christian. And so we know that right now in the spirit realm, it's really hyped up. We're being attacked as believers. They're calling him Islamic phobic because he says some of his recent statements about, the one that won, mayor that won, Zoran. And so we have that going on. And the one girl that's running for office in Texas, she's being attacked. Valentina Gomez. She's now being, the FBI is now out there having to protect her. I think I saw that update. So I saw that, and lots of distressful things with New York, and there's fires. Firefighters have been injured. Cars exploded. I've seen evidence of them also pulling down flags, USA flags. So I mean, it's just really something. And what a spiritual fight we're in for. I'm just telling you, it's almost like it's just getting kicked off. I'm going to see if there's anything. The White House put this out yesterday. My fellow Americans, our movement is far from over. In fact, our fight has only just begun. And so I do believe our president does know the seriousness of this matter, and he can see the attack we're in. And he was talking about that with Nigeria, with them killing Christians in Nigeria. And he was speaking out about that. So it's a hard time, and especially with the holidays coming up, where it looks like because the government shut down, they're going to be affecting 40 airports and changing the ability for people to even fly, because there's no one there to work, because they're being furloughed, sent home, and people are not getting paid. So this is a serious time. We're in basically, I think, day 37 of the shutdown on that. Let me see what this is about. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, so I think that's about it for now. I'm basically, I mean, we could be here all day on X, just scrolling together and just looking up the news. But this is really just some of the things I wanted to show you that I had prepared. And it just seems to be that same theme going on, with people showing what's going on in New York. I wanted to also, show y'all about the UPS plane just blowing up. And that was such an odd attack. And we just keep having these aircrafts that are blowing up in the sky, or the helicopter falling in Huntington Beach. I think that was not even last month, I think. And so many of these situations are happening. I always say the same thing. Is America under attack? What is going on here? It's scary, to say the least, to see us being attacked like this. And President Trump, which I did a stream last night, then right after that I figured it out. My husband helped me figure out when President Trump put "and so it begins" right over on his Truth Social. We could probably go there and see it, but he's posted so much since then. He did that at the exact moment when the mayor, Mondami, had just was giving his speech in New York, and he said, "President Trump, I know you're watching." He said these 4 words: "Turn the volume up." And at that moment, that is when Trump responded and said, "And so it begins." So he threw 4 words back up to him. And this is around midnight their time. And so, yeah, there is a fight going on. And it's been going on in the spirit realm already, but now it's manifesting. And I saw evidence of Islam now going out to colleges and they're on a mission to convert people into their faith. And so this is a serious time. And it's also a time where believers need to be very courageous and bold and be very wise and stand up. And we need to let people know who our God is, like, who is Jesus? And because they're very, very vocal with Allah, they're faithful. They scream out like 3 times at the minimum a day together, and they have prayer rugs, and they're always doing this. And so we got to be real faithful at praying and calling out to Jesus, who is the Son of the living God and the only way and the only truth and the only life. And we need to do that now. We need to help people understand, where we are. Oh, I know what it was. It was one last thing. So I have a friend that texted me, and she let me know that her ballot for Prop 50 wasn't counted until today. And, they went ahead out here in California and they passed it. And I was talking about that last night, and I put a video up and I'd showed all the hundreds of people that were out at Costa Mesa City Town Hall, and they were standing in line, and it was like 2 to 3 hour wait. And me and my husband, we'd walked up with our ballots. We handed our ballots in, and it would be no way I'd wait in that. But none of them had ballots. It was so strange to see this. So all these, and they looked to be very young, and they were willing to wait. And so they passed Prop 50 with a yes and did not count all the ballots. And my friend showed me proof of hers, and I'm sure she's not the only one. So I don't think they received all the no's on there. And for sure, there's some stuff that is going on. I'm not the only one that thinks like this. We know what happens out here, but it's always a battle to prove it, isn't it? So we have the redistricting going on, but apparently Carl DeMaio is going to have a meeting in Long Beach on Saturday, and hopefully I can attend. It is at 5 o'clock somewhere in Long Beach. I've got to look that up. He is actively on X, and you can find out more about that if you're in the area. If you're in California, you want to show up so that we can fight this. I think there's a lawsuit that is going on. But what is so crazy is out here, and I think this is happening in many other states, people are able to go and vote without showing any voter ID. And so it's just nuts. And then actually Huntington Beach had passed a measure where they were a city that was going to allow voter ID, but they waited till a Santa Ana court, appeals court, waited to the last day before, was the 3rd, before we all went out and voted, and they overturned the measure. And they said that it wasn't legal. And so they couldn't even, in that city, which was going to have to have voter ID, they overturned it. So it's dirty politics out here. And interestingly enough, they want to take, with this new redistricting map, they want to take somewhere like Huntington Beach, which is really conservative, and put it with Long Beach, which is not. And then it'll just probably loop it up together, and it'll make it look like we're just not conservative. And it's going to just wipe out Republicans' House seats and chances of going to be in Congress. It's just so unfair. And it's dirty politics. And so I want to go on Saturday and just see what they're going to propose, so that I can bring you some more information on this, because we want to definitely fight. The battle is definitely spiritual, and if we're able to, we must get involved. We also have, I don't know where we are with the SNAP benefits. I've heard different things, that a judge ordered for half of it to be paid. Then I heard that a judge ordered for Trump that they had to pay it. So really don't exactly know if any of that is being enforced. I really don't. I've meant to look that up. We did find out that Nancy Pelosi, thank God, has finally retired. She somehow announced that she's not coming back. So that's going on. Not barely worth a mention, but we've got one person that is gone. However, it seems like they bring in, worse people. So anyway, with that, thanks for watching. I want to make sure every time I leave, as soon as I leave, I go back and something broke, and I'm like, let me just go look at Truth Social and see if President Trump is putting anything else out just before I leave. Because every time it seems like I'm like, oh gosh, it's late, but he never stops. And okay, so we're good. We're good. And so that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Please do let me know about your thoughts on some of these things we're going through here in America. We're getting ready to celebrate our 250th year, would be in July. So I'm just praying that we get there, right? Anyway, God bless. I'll be back soon. Have a great night.